A country divided, a nation split in two, separated not just by distance, but by ideologies, histories, and fences. What is the story behind this division? What caused it? What keeps it going? I'm your host, and today we're looking at what if the Korean peninsula had never been split up? How would it be different today? Let's find out. But first, hit that like button. Chapter 1: Birth of a Nation. Before the division, there was Korea. The Korean peninsula boasts a history spanning thousands of years. Ancient kingdoms, including Goguryeo, Baekje, and Shilla, rose and fell, leaving behind legacies that shaped Korea's cultural identity. In 1945, the year of liberation, Korea had known centuries of hardship under Chinese and Japanese domination. Finally, Japan surrendered, ending World War II. For Koreans everywhere, it was a moment of hope, a chance to chart a new course, to build a nation that was truly theirs. The euphoria of freedom, however, soon gave way to confusion. With Japan's departure, it became clear that Korea's future was uncertain. The nation, once suppressed, was now grappling with the task of self-governance. But they weren't alone. Enter the superpowers of the time, the United States and the Soviet Union. These two titans of opposing ideologies were eager to influence this newly liberated land. It was a pivotal moment. The stage was set for a showdown that would change the course of Korean history forever. Chapter 2: The Line That Split a Nation. The 38th parallel, a line of latitude that runs across the Korean peninsula. This seemingly insignificant line would carve Korea in two. On August 1945, the Soviet Union declared the northern half of Korea under their control. The U.S. proclaimed the southern half theirs. The decision to split the peninsula along this line was not made by Koreans. It was decided hastily by two superpowers over a map in a distant land without considering the cultural or historical boundaries. The Soviets installed Kim Il-sung in the north, a leader committed to communism. The South saw Syngman Rhee take charge, a strong advocate of democracy and capitalism. Thus began the tale of two Koreas, each with its own leader, ideology, and path to development. Chapter 3: The Korean War, a Legacy of Conflict. In June 1950, the fragile peace was shattered. North Korean troops crossed the 38th parallel. Within weeks, they had pushed south, nearly capturing Seoul. The conflict quickly escalated, drawing in the United Nations, particularly the United States, which sent troops to aid the South. China, too, became involved, entering the war on North Korea's side. For 3 years, the Korean peninsula became a battleground. The war ended not with a formal peace treaty, but an armistice in 1953. The dividing line solidified along the 38th parallel, forming the Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ. The war's impact was devastating. Families were separated, economies devastated, and lives shattered. The war also solidified the division, turning it from a temporary line of control into a permanent boundary. Chapter 4: Diverging Paths. The decades following the armistice saw the two Koreas take vastly different paths. South Korea, with its strategic location and U.S. support, experienced remarkable growth. It transformed from an agrarian economy to a major industrial and technological hub. Seoul, its capital, rose to become a shining example of modern development, housing iconic skyscrapers and hosting global events like the 1988 Olympics. The country embraced democracy and became a significant player in the global economy. Meanwhile, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, or DPRK, also known as North Korea, remained shrouded in secrecy. The regime, led by the Kim dynasty, pursued a policy of self-reliance known as Jukki, and heavily invested in its military. International criticism mounted due to human rights concerns and nuclear weapons tests. The stark contrast in the two Koreas' trajectories became evident. Chapter 5: Divided Families. The division did not just create two separate states, it ripped apart families. Thousands of Koreans found themselves separated from their loved ones by this new international boundary. During the Korean War, many families fled to one side or the other. When the fighting ended and the border solidified, they were permanently separated. Some risked everything to attempt reunions, while others waited patiently, hoping against hope that one day the separation would end. The story of the divided families is a heartbreaking testament to the human cost of the division. Despite the hardships, occasional family reunions were allowed, providing brief moments of solace and closure for some. Chapter 6. Why hasn't it been cured? Despite numerous attempts and initiatives, a lasting solution for reuniting the Korean peninsula remains elusive. Several factors contribute to this. One significant reason is the ideological divide. North Korea's commitment to communism and its fiercely independent stance present a stark contrast to South Korea's democratic system and capitalist economy. Overcoming this ideological chasm has proven to be a major hurdle in reconciliation efforts. The issue of leadership adds another layer of complexity. The authoritarian regime in North Korea, characterized by the cult of personality surrounding the Kim dynasty, stands in sharp contrast to the democratic leadership in the South. Trust between the two Koreas is at an all-time low. Military tensions exacerbate the situation. North Korea's nuclear weapons program and frequent military drills raise concerns about potential conflict, making any rapprochement even more challenging. Geopolitical considerations also play a role. The presence of U.S. troops in South Korea and the broader context of the Cold War legacy continue to cast a long shadow, influencing the dynamics between the two Koreas and complicating reunification prospects. Chapter 7. The Road Ahead. Today, the Korean peninsula remains a divided nation. The 38th parallel continues to serve as a stark reminder of the division. South Korea has emerged as a global player in technology, culture, and the economy, while North Korea persists in its isolationist ways. The contrast between the two Koreas serves as a powerful reminder of the impact of choices made during the post-World War II era. As the world grapples with issues of globalization and interconnectedness, the case of Korea stands as a compelling example of the consequences of division. It raises profound questions about the nature of identity, the resilience of culture, and the enduring impact of war and political decisions on ordinary lives. What do you think? Would Korea be better off reunited or separately? Which direction do they see their future moving? Comment below. And thank you for watching.